Good morning, people. Right, today we are going to be reviewing this, and this is a Fiskars telescopic tree pruner and saw. And I got this saw from Costco. It cost about £60. I did buy this last week, but at the moment I can't find it on the Costco website, so it might be a in-store kind of deal. But I do believe I found it on Amazon. That is the product number there, but it is also currently unavailable. So I'm not sure if they don't make them anymore or I just can't find it online. But let's open it up and let's try it out. So if I flip this over, cut off the cable ties that are on the back, we can then take this off. Well, try to, because that is also, what's the point of cable tying it and sticking it? You only need one of them. But that's the packaging. There is also an item number here, so which is obviously different to the one that I showed you a second ago on Amazon. So if you can find it, well done, because I certainly can't. Right, and to the saw. Don't really know how we're going to open that. So we've just taken out the packaging. I was going to do that on video, but this packaging over the top of it was solid. It is like the hardest plastic ever. And then inside I've got the cheek to put the instructions in it and then say, carefully remove the saw from the packaging. You can't carefully remove it because you have to scratch your fingers up trying to get it off. But anyway, regardless of the packaging, as soon as you take it out, this is literally how it comes. I haven't done anything else. I think it is literally take out the box and play. So this is the actual cutter in here, and it is already set up for you. You know, I think it's just the strings all knotted up just to go in the packet. But so that's already set up. The other thing inside the packaging is the blade itself, and the blade itself is really long and really shiny and really sharp. Obviously quite difficult to see on the camera, but it's also pretty long. I think it's coming in about 42-43 centimeters. So considering this is telescopic, you've also got another 40 centimeters with the blade. And how we attach the blade is, here is a wing nut. I've loosened it a little bit already. So we take off the wing nut that's here, and then we grab the blade. With the blade then facing outwards, the blade's already got some holes in it, and this has also got like a locating pin on it. So we're going to whack that in there, and then this stops it from moving around. But it looks like you can possibly adjust it, so you can have the blade in this position or in that position. So all you then do is put the wing nut back on. I'm doing this a bit cat-handed, so I'm sorry. And then you would tighten it up, and then your saw is ready to use. Obviously, I think the saw mechanism is you have to push and pull it, whereas with the cutter itself, it's just you pull the string. So let's go out in the garden and let's see how it cuts. Right, we're out in the garden now, and now we're going to extend it. So to extend it, you flick back this orange tag here, and then you press down on that, and then she slides out, and it is nice and solid. And then once you've pushed it out as far as you can, which I'm going to guess is where the red line tells you to stop, you flick this back over, and then you can do the same with the other one just underneath it. So we flick this over, we press down on the button, and then we extend it. So this one is 1 click, 2 click, and I'm going to presume that's it. No, we've got more in it. Oh wow, that's really long. Yeah, so 3 clicks on the bottom one, and then once you've extended it, you flick back the orange tag just like that. So I'm going to measure it just to see if it is actually, I think it was 16 foot, but if you hold that out, you can hold it with one hand, but it is quite heavy. I'm going to quickly measure it. So now we've actually got it laid out with the tape measure next to it. So we come all the way down here. Without the saw attachment on it, it's just under 15 foot, but then if you put the saw attachment on it, you would then reach just over 16 foot. So 15 foot without the saw, and then 16 foot with it. So we're going to cut some branches now. We're just going to be doing that just with the scissor mechanism on it. So let's see how easy it cuts. Oh, that one's good. Oh. See, that was where it, because this is all, you can also use this as a hook, and where that just got stuck, it's quite hard to get it off. But that branch there I just done is, I mean, that's quite a decent size, and I didn't struggle with that. So, as a price comparison to a £1 coin, it's probably the silver inside bit is probably the thickness of that, and it cut it pretty easily. So for a £1 coin, the silver bit in the middle, it cuts it pretty easily. So let's do a couple more. The string can be a bit annoying. I've only used it for a sec, but that is quite annoying. So, and the fact that it always lands on you. So you've got to like cut it and then jump backwards. So it's like a game. But yeah. So hopefully you can see that on the camera. It cuts them pretty easily. Although, one thing I have noticed from only holding it for about a minute and a half, you have to hold it with one hand and then you have to pull the string with the other. So just from doing that, my left hand's actually a little bit tired. So just a word of warning, if you're not the strongest or you don't do a lot of exercise, I guess, maybe try something electric, because it's actually quite heavy to hold with one hand, and that's not with it only extended by one click on one of them, let alone with it fully extended. So let me put the saw attachment on it and we'll cut a bigger branch. Saw attachment's on, let's try to cut a bigger branch. I seem to have got it stuck in the tree, so let's take a time out and I'll get it out. Right, so I've got it out of the tree and now I've made it straight. I've just found out what the problem was. Due to that being hooked, if you're going to stick it in something giggy, if you're going to put it somewhere where there's like a lot of branches in the middle of it like I just did, this is going to get stuck and then you're going to have to mess around getting it out. So just be careful with the hook once you stick it in. So let's try again. Now, that wasn't the easiest to cut because the blade gets stuck and then you end up pulling most of the tree. But that is quite a big branch that it did cut without a lot of effort, so that is bigger than a £1 coin. Hard to see on the camera, I know, but so I'll put it on a time lapse. I'll try to cut through most of the tree and we'll see if it's easy or hard. Right, so we've taken it up by 2 clicks on the longer pole and we're going to pull the string to cut some of the longer ones. So just like that. It is a bit of a slow process, but if you hook it and pull it down, you can then cut off 3 or 4 in one go. It's like this. You see the points. If I show you one that's a bit closer, we hook that onto here and we just do that. Nice and easy. Okay, so now we've got the saw attachment on there and let's see how easy it is to cut this here. The teeth do grab the branch more and pull it rather than cut it, but although the hook, as you can see now, just plop it down like that. And I said that's about the size of a £1 coin. That wasn't too difficult. Let's try this one up here. The hook on it can be quite annoying because it keeps getting stuck, but then the hook comes in handy to do that. And again, that is slightly smaller than a £1 coin. So yeah, it's pretty good. I do think for some sawing you'd be better off with like an electric, I think they're called a looper, rather than using like brute strength to do it, because it can be quite difficult. So yeah, there you go. So final thoughts on the Fiskars Extendable tree pruner. And over the past few days, like it is now, it keeps raining, that's why this video is taking so long. But as a saw, I think it's pointless, because when this is up 10-15 foot and you've got to use all the strength you have to try and cut through a branch, this is pointless. I wouldn't recommend buying it as a saw. But as a small branch pruner, so just for using this mechanism, it's really good. As we say, it gets up to 16 foot, you know, well, it goes up to 16 foot with that, so 15 foot with this. It's pretty good, it doesn't require a lot of effort. The only thing I would say, if you haven't got the most strength in your arms, not saying I do, but I know from doing this over the past few days that it is hard work, that your arms do get tired. So for branches like this, it does take a bit out of you. So as a pruner, it's really good for 50-60 quid if you can find it at Costco. As a saw, I wouldn't recommend it, but good product. So hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.